Hello everyone, it's me, Anthony Couch, a guitarist on YouTube, and today I'm talking all about easy rock licks. I'm a guitar teacher, and what I like to do with students is to get them to improvise a lot, so then I can get to listen to their technique and hear their improv. Improv in itself is its own art form. And it's not long before I start to say things to them like, okay, how about next time have some set, prepared rock licks to chuck in there in the middle of all that made up improvised music. Go and read them from magazines or type in YouTube rock licks. Well, I've got a student, and this student the other day actually said something like this. He was talking about how when you type in easy rock licks on YouTube, most of the time those licks aren't that easy. It's someone saying, okay, try this, it's dead easy, and then doing something super fast. So this video is aimed at someone who maybe knows this scale pattern, the minor pentatonic scale, has tried improv a few times, but now is starting to want to introduce some repetitive guitar licks into the playing. This one's for you. And there's going to be 5 guitar licks, all of about the same difficulty level. Here we go with the first one. Okay, you heard that one. There's quite a bit that you can add to this one. This is what I like about this, that on the surface it's quite simple. Let's get that tab up again. That's me playing it very basically on the neck. Here it is again, very slowly. We're going from position 1 minor pentatonic up into position 2 very briefly via a slide. If you get to grips with that, think about adding that slide to the beginning. Slide at the beginning, maybe a bit of vibrato on that last note. And if you really want to take it to the next level, make it not sound like a beginner rock lick, is to add that little quarter note bend, or quarter tone bend on that note there, making it sound like this in full. That adds just a certain element of finish to it. Next up is all about this technique. You might have heard of it. It's called double stops, and it sounds like this. Okay, again, there's a bit of technique in that one. Really, all you're doing is barring across. That is the main point of double stops, that you use one finger to play across 2 strings. And you're going to pick simultaneously string 2 and 3. And you're going to do that 3 times. And if you can, get this technique called staccato in there, where you just quickly jab at the strings and then immediately mute them with your finger on plectrum, or by lifting this finger gently. That's a bit of a detail that's not too important. If you don't get that, it's not the end of the world. Here is that lick again, but without the staccato fancy technique. That is a brilliant, repetitive, rhythmically interesting guitar lick. If you feel ready to, add some vibrato onto those fret 7s. That'll really wake it up. Not the end of the world if you don't. Here it is with staccato and the vibrato. Okay, the next one is, for me, bread and butter guitar lick. Not only is it bread and butter guitar lick, but it's when you get this one under your fingers with a bit of speed. I know speed is the enemy of the beginner rock player, but if you do get this one up into a bit faster tempos, it becomes a lot easier to string it together and start to come up with some quite cool long sounding runs. But here it is, just across 2 strings. It sounds like this. There is one thing in this lick that you've got to take away. It is very important. It's a mistake that I see by people a lot. Finger 1, as far as finger 1's concerned, its job is to fret 5 on the 3rd string throughout. It doesn't lift up at all, not even a smidgen, not even a tiny bit, or anything that's smaller than a smidgen or tininess. Like that. Okay, hammer on with finger 3 up to fret 7, where you don't re-pick. Then immediately pull off. See that? Then come down for fret 7 on that 4th string. There's really no way of simplifying this. I know with the other ones I've taken a bit of the technique away. This one, it's all technique, I'm afraid, so you've just got to give it a go. This next one introduces one of my favourite things, one of the conceptually easiest things that you can add to a scale to make it sound instantly musical. I'm talking all about sequences. Here's a very cool, short sequence based on just the minor pentatonic scale, sounding like this. Amazing. Love it. You're getting a lot of mileage out of just a few notes. Out of how many notes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because you bend up at the end. Right, the bend is probably technically the most demanding part of this entire lick, but there is a little bit of maths to do before it. Because you're going up 3 notes on the minor pentatonic scale, then back 1 and up another 3. Then the same, back 1 and up 3. Then back 1 and up 3. So that little sequence there, instead of just going up, you've got this little pattern of going ba dun dun, back 1, da dun dun, back 1, ba dun dun, da da da, with a bend on the end. Here it is without the bend. I'm using finger 3 to play what I would usually use finger 4 for. That's because I know that I'm going to do a bend, and I feel a bit more in control doing a finger 3 bend with fingers 2 and 1 behind it. Got to get fingers 2 and 1 behind all your bends. In fact, a good rule to stick by is whichever finger is doing a bend at any point, if you have any available fingers behind it, use those on the same string to help with that bend. This next one breaks the restraints of minor pentatonic scale-ness and uses a tiny bit of a weird thing called the Dorian mode. Doesn't matter what that is, it sounds like this. Do you remember what that technique was called, where you put one finger across and play two strings? I mentioned it before. Double stops. It's a very effective way of creating extra harmony on a stringed instrument, and we use it all the time in rock music. Only this time, instead of just using that one, you've got finger 3 that can do the same. If you really wanted, you can use finger 1 for both of these. Not the end of the world, but I do like that staccato, so I reckon you should add that staccato. Ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum. The first one has got staccato, hasn't it? Finger 3 instead. Doesn't change the way it sounds, just makes it, in the long run, easier, believe it or not. I know that feels easier now, but using finger 3 will make more sense to you as being easier in the future. Anyway, there you go. Rock licks. Build them up to speed. Develop them. Steal them, more importantly. Put them in your improvisations, in your compositions, whatever you want to do with them. I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know in those comments if you did, and if you didn't, let me know. Let me know what you do want to see on this channel. This one was for the real beginner rock players out there. I like to talk about shred. Shred is its own thing. This is for the rockers, the beginner rockers out there. Anyway, thank you all for watching, but more importantly, thanks to these incredible names who support me on Patreon and help this channel keep going. I am, and probably will remain to be, Anthony Couch, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.